Hello everyone, welcome back to Epic or Trash episode 7. Apologies for the last time, I misnumbered the last episode because that wasn't 7, that was 6. And no, there's been some updates to the Hellbent story, so if I can finally get G McFly to answer his messages, then we'll do another episode on that. But with me now is my best friend and the main admin of my Discord, the Sheriff. Say hello.
Howdy.
And today we're going to be reacting to Glenn Fricker, the guy I've been talking about for like the past 3 months or so. And we're going to react to the latest one of his SMG Viewers Comments videos. It's labeled "Stop Lying About the Harley Benton." Oh, this ought to be good. And I can already see from the comment right there.
And now being from boy.
I can already see from the comments. This ought to be good.
Expensive and better crafted guitars, one needs to be a better musical craftsman. Just saying.
And to think that that statement might be true, you'd have to have your head jammed up your Just saying.
Right out the bat. And you might have to have your head shoved up your ass.
Yeah, I got something for that actually. I have a button for that.
Blow it out your ass.
Holy Jesus. This ought to be good.
I wonder why I get mad at musicians. You go, oh, that tone sucks, that tone sucks, that tone sucks. Morning, everybody. How's it going? Should be Friday, May 31st.
I love the...
I'm shooting this actually on the 29th.
I love the mixing board he's got right there.
The Schecter Plus video and just reacting to a few of your comments on that one. So I'm trying to keep this stuff a little bit more current in a shorter window for viewers' comments over the next month or two anyway. We'll see how it goes. So be sure to watch my big release on Wednesday mornings and leave a comment. If I think it's cool, I'll put it in the show. And if I think it's incredibly stupid, I'll also put it on the show.
He's kind of stumbling on his words.
A couple of rampaging dumbasses.
You need to use pink noise to test the tubes as the slightest change in picking position or amplitude can affect the tone.
Do you guys go out of your way to be fucking stupid? Really?
Yes, I do.
Gonna use pink noise for what?
Please define what the fuck pink noise is. I am genuinely curious.
That's a good ass question.
You know, as a fucking bassist and a fucking guitarist. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't be swearing like that. Please bleep that out.
Nah.
Oh wait, no. If it works for Glenn, it should work for us.
There's a reason why I have a Patreon. Anyhow, continue on.
And look at his face, man.
Oh my god! Oh,
Pause it right at the moment. Right at a good moment because it looks like he's about to. He looks like he's a little confused. Either that was getting a really good blowy.
he's getting a really nice BJ, if you know what I mean. Oh,
hey man,
that's gonna.
YouTube comes after you, man. That's that one's on you, man.
I got a Patreon, so I'm good. That's gonna be the thumbnail of the video right there. That's gonna be the thumbnail.
Might be age restricted.
So if you guys want to see more content like this, join my Patreon. Link below. You can also join my Discord too. That will also be linked below. We get up to all kinds of crazy things here. So let's continue with the video. Holy shit. We're only a minute in, and my brain hurts.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Do you say, wake up this morning and say, hey, I'm going to be a complete and total fucking dumbass? Dude,
Yeah.
I've already explained this several fucking times. This is a reamp box. This allows us to take the same...
You're a dumbass. You're great.
I'm doing that in solidarity with Glenn. genuine solidarity with Glenn. Oh, and for context's sake, if you're wondering how me and JB actually sort of came to know each other, we were on Glenn's fucking Discord at the same time. We happened to be in the same chat. And the one time where Glenn actually uses I don't know if he still does use the epic or trash thing, but it was my fucking suggestion.
Epic or fail is what he calls it now. Epic or fail is what he calls it now.
Oh, no, that's what I said. Sorry, yeah, epic or fail. That's what it was. I can't remember.
It was epic or fail, and then you mentioned the idea of you're calling it fail or trash, his choice. I remember that phone call because I was a little story time. I was actually at the grocery store on that call, and I was picking up some stuff for my mother, to make dinner that night. And that's when he made that suggestion, and I busted out laughing in the grocery store, and people were all around me staring at me as if I grew a third eye.
Hey man, it's something that me and my mates used to say when I was at animation school. We just looked at each other and said, "No man, you failed. You failed. Just no." And if the computer was giving you crap, we were like, "Oh, the computer hates you, man. Don't worry, the computer just hates you."
Oh, that's hilarious. Anyhow, let's continue on with the video.
No, from the DAW and run it back out to an amp. This is by Signal Art. This is my favorite reamp box. This thing's amazing, and it's allowed me to bust so many guitar myths. No, we don't need to use pink noise. We only need to use a reamp box because that allows us to use the exact same fucking performance. Your claim there about the slightest change in picking position or amplitude. Right, and if we reamp, we don't get changes. We get the exact same fucking thing. Could you please try not to be a complete fucking moron for once in your life when you're leaving YouTube comments on my show? Fuck's sakes. You guys wonder why I get mad at musicians. It's stupid fucking comments like this. These know-it-all dipshits who don't bother to fucking look. Oh, reamp, what is that? Apparently Remo Man wasn't to be outdone. You know, that's the thing about guitar players. They gotta be...
Oh, God. It just kept going. It just keeps going and going and going and going. You see why we watch him.
Glenn preaching that gospel. Some people on the internet are just dumb as shit.
And not to be
come out of America.
And not to be outdone, here comes another guy.
Not to be outdone, here comes another American. But don't worry, the third guy's Russian.
Wanted everything, and Christopher Storer 556.
Oh God. Hey, look, I'm American. I'm not that stupid. I can't say much for my fellow brethren, but I'm not that stupid.
Well, I mean, to call your country the greatest country in the world and yet can't even afford basic fucking healthcare, I mean, let's be honest, New Zealand is a shithole, but we could at least afford to go to the doctor before we're about to die.
Aw, you're a dick.
Hey man, we haven't exactly got the big massive military that you have, so we gotta get our wins. Battle of Manor Street, that's the one time we genuinely went to war with each other, and we fucking won that.
That was a fluke.
I literally have a fucking history degree, motherfuckers.
Let's continue. Because this guy right here, this ought to be even better, because apparently it is.
Wants to outdo Remo Man. I do see a bass guitar in his icon, so chances
here you go. Here's one for you.
Actually do it. So this is in regards to
now
me recommending.
Just gonna make that song come faster. That song's coming faster. You know, respectfully, fuck you.
I need to add that as a soundbite for the Discord. Respectfully, go fuck yourself.
Respectfully, please bend over and enable insertion.
Insert opinion in butthole.
The cheap Harley Benton SG copy.
I challenge you to buy one under a non-YouTuber account or them knowing. Tested so many messed up Harley Bettons, I'm not doing any more microphonic rubbish. Only YouTubers get real guitars for $250. We get a non-playable piece of firewood. Stop telling lies. You even changed the pickups after Tillman sent you their best as a YouTuber. All lies and that is you about money. Surprised no one has sued them. Probably have all this unplayable microphonic nonsense.
Christopher, I've got to say, I'm
I'm a drummer, and this is fucking entertaining to watch the guitarist and the bass guitarist trying to outdo each other and who could make the dumbest comments possible.
I'm trying to fuse both together at the moment. Allow me to put the smart opinion together because, you know, going to uni and shit, learning about the scientific method, and, you know, genuinely putting some hard work into this shit. I really gotta ask, did this asshole double check that the fucking thing was set up properly in the first place before he declared it unplayable? Methinks not. Like, you get an instrument, you can either pay someone to set it up for you, or you can do the smart thing and learn to do it your fucking self.
Makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if he got it broken because whoever it is that shipped it, as far as like the carrier was concerned, I wonder if he got that UPS speed bump holes that may have broke the guitar, and that was the reason why he called it unplayable. And it just decided.
On his board. That's what happened. It was FedEx.
Well, I mean, both UPS and FedEx fucked up my snare drum and my drum kit. So, a little story time. The drum kit you see in all my videos, drum covers wise, for the last 3 years, the guy who shipped it, I'm not going to name his name because I don't want to dox him. He's a Nashville sessionist, and he works with quite a few bands. He shipped me the drum kit through UPS. And I got it, the morning I got it, I woke up, I was so excited for it. I walked outside and saw that the box had tons of dings and dents on it. And it was pretty heavy, and I was thinking to myself, okay, this must have been a bitch to have carried. Excuse me, whatever, right? So, as soon as I get it up into my room, right, and I open the box, I wish I had the bass drum hoop right here next to me because I would show you, but I can't. Maybe I might post a picture and put a picture up on screen and post. The hoop was fucking separated in half, and it looked like a beaver had chewed on it. I was so pissed. Luckily, I had a spare bass drum hoop that I could use, but the resonant head was useless to say the least.
Well, I mean, that isn't my experience with USPS. In my experience, I lose the whole fucking parcel.
Oh no, that's UPS, not USPS. USPS, they lost one of my packages one time and then sent it to the wrong address.
Sorry, USPS, that's my bad. Yes, it was the United States Postal Service. It's USPS. Fuck USPS.
United Postal Service is UPS, and you got United States Postal Service as USPS, and then you got FedEx. And FedEx fucked up the snare drum that I have. They broke the bottom head. And to be fair, the guy who packed it didn't properly pack it. He just kind of put a little bit of paper underneath it. Well, on the same token, they dropped and put a hole in the package, and that busted the snare side head. Fortunately, I had spare heads that I could use. The hoops were fine, but I chose to sell the hoops off on a different snare drum because I liked the die-cast more on the belt bronze. But yeah, you vote for dicks. Anyhow, let's continue on.
The level of stupidity in that statement is incredibly impressive. Wow, I thought the first comment was the dumbest thing I read this week. Nope, yours definitely does. May I present Exhibit fucking A right here? I literally did a stealth buy on the Harley Benton EX84, tried it out,
Love the
and
Christmas
guess what?
lights.
It was a phenomenal guitar. I did not use my account. I used somebody else's name, somebody else's address. It got shipped there, and we got a fucking great guitar. The only thing I had to do was tighten up the truss rod. Yeah, Toman should have been on the ball about that, but that was my only gripe with that guitar. And the bit about, you changed the pickups.
Learn how to set up your own shit. Like
Amen.
you said, all you had to do was tighten up the truss rod just a little bit. It makes me wonder, Do you know how to set up your own shit?
Probably most of
It's
them
not.
don't. I doubt most of them do.
Available on their part.
Amen.
In the SG. Oh, look at that. Tesla pickups. Guess what the guitar ships with? You got it. Tesla pickups. You know, the great thing about the internet is it gives everybody a voice. The problem with the internet, it gives a voice to stupid people. as well. Christopher, what the fuck is going on in that brain of yours? Jesus Christ. I swear, we got to start giving people licenses to fucking leave comments on YouTube videos. It's like, they should at least be able to pass a basic IQ test.
No.
Fuck's sakes.
What we need to do is give people licenses to breed. That's what we need to do. Single mothers out there who raise dumb kids. So if they're not breeding, then the number of dumb kids will naturally dry up as natural selection and the general process of life takes over.
I was going to say there's plenty of single fathers that aren't exactly much better either.
Yes, let's give them the snip.
Indeed. And let's continue. Oh boy, I'm going to get canceled for this one.
One thing I gotta say is your tones are always killer. Do you happen to have a tone pack for Tonex or Kepper? I'd love to get a capture of this tone you played today. I know you hate Kepper, but I've had it since like 2018, long before I found your channel.
Well, hey, Ryan, thanks so much for writing in. I appreciate that. I just find it interesting because over the last, 6 or 7 years, I always got, oh, that tone sucks, that tone sucks, that tone sucks in the comments. Now I'm getting, hey, that sounds killer. Once I stopped ignoring all the forum bullshit and started going into my own direction and doing some tests and really coming to some conclusions, then I started getting great sound. Sounds in the speaker, guys. You can ignore that at your own risk. But as per your original question, I don't have any.
Yeah, ignoring your list. Risk and look what's right there.
I'll be honest, I have no fucking clue what speakers I'm using in my amps. My amp and my speakers, so.
Neither do I.
I seem to get a relatively good tone, so I ain't complaining. And again, I did the smart thing, went for name brands like Marshall and Fender with decent reviews, so I mean, there is that.
Well, the thing for me, the amp peg that's sitting in front of me, or off to the side of me, I should say, has a 15-inch speaker, but I'm not sure what kind of speaker it has. All I know is that speaker is very loud and very nice sounding. And when I finally get the bass guitar set up for it, I'm sure I'm going to get some amazing sounds out of it.
Make sure it's actually made for bass, bro. Just in case, because you might end up cutting the speaker.
It's a 15-inch amp peg bass amp. It's a 115 watt combo one, so the amp's built into it. It's a it's a solid state one. It's loud.
You don't accidentally kill it.
No, it's not a guitar amp. It is a bass amp. It is designed for bass guitars only. Well, I mean, I probably could stick a guitar through it, but I'm not going to be stupid enough to try that.
No, it's perfectly safe. It's perfectly safe. If I ran my 7-string and 6-string through my Fender Rumble 40 for quite a while before I got my Marshall.
Fair enough.
There's been no damage to the amp. It's if you put a bass through a guitar one, that is actually going to wreck the speaker.
That is fair enough. Let's continue.
Per packs, but Prism is going to be coming very soon, and you can bet we've got the entire catalog of Spectre sound cabinets in Prism, so that will be coming out. We did that a couple years ago, and I'm probably going to do a part 3 at some point as well. You guys will get notified on that real soon. And by the way, hey, if you want to support the show, if you want some killer plugins, if you want some awesome sounds, go check out some of the plugins we got over at Spectre Digital. We've got Element Bass, which just gives an absolute ripping bottom end like this. And that's on sale right now. We've also got Singularity, Virtual Bass Instrument, and once again, the Prism project will be released very, very, very soon. It's hopefully, fingers crossed, going to finally see the light of day. It's really cool. We've been working on it forever, and it's going to open up a whole new world of tone for
I remember watching his snare drum mix video, and that has improved quite a bit of the mixing that I've done as far as drum covers, because it's allowed me to open up and do different things that I wouldn't have thought to do otherwise when it comes to making those videos. And it also has given me greater knowledge as far as mixing is concerned. So when I go and work with my band, and we're getting ready to release a demo for our first song called For Sale, the band's name is Jump the Wolf. I will be doing the mixing and mastering for it, and it's opened up quite a bit. At least for me, as far as knowledge-wise with mixing, it's opened up quite a bit. So I'd be curious to check out those products and see if they could help. But that's just me. And I'm also wearing the company shirt that I'm endorsed by, Soul Tone Symbols, and then I got my Disturbed in the background.
Yeah, those good shit.
Oh yeah, I've been told at least. So let's continue.
Stay tuned for that.
I honestly don't know how there's people in Facebook groups talking smack about Glenn. This guy's knowledgeable and funny as fork. That first part had me laughing out loud. Lol.
Well, George Carlin said it the best. Everybody loves it when you're honest, until you're honest about them. Then you're an asshole.
I feel that. What about you, Sheriff? What has been your experience with that?
Oh, usually it's single mothers complaining that I'm saying the right thing, that, you know, maybe talking shit about your partner and acting like they're not there doesn't work. And it's like, yeah, people can leave. But there's one kind of person who comments on Glenn's videos usually and sits in
Dumbass. You're a dumbass. You're great.
and then I want to say,
Inform you that you're fired.
All right.
Round, fuck around, I fuck around. Yeah, fuck.
It's the greatest soundboard of all time. I don't care who says what. Fuck you, Jay, and fuck you, Rich. I've got the best soundboard of all time. Anyhow, let's continue. I probably just pissed off every one of them all in one shot.
Jesus Christ, dude. It's not greed that guitars can't be made in America for cheap. You sound like Elizabeth Warren. Just stop until you've read some economics books. Stay in your lane.
Okay, first off, Jesus isn't real. Jesus is a fictional character, much like Crom, Zeus, or Thor. Secondly, okay, and this thing, I love it.
I disagree on the Jesus part, but anyhow, let's continue.
Like, dude, I literally lived in the corporate space for 27 fucking years as a line worker. I worked for Chrysler in that time. I saw that company be bought and sold numerous times. We were Chrysler originally, and then we got bought by Daimler. We became Daimler Chrysler, and then Daimler sold it off. We became Chrysler again, and then Cerberus came along and bought us, right, like around 2009, something like that. And they wanted the financial end of the company so they could get the car loan thing going on. Then they sold that off, and then they sold off the manufacturing end to Fiat. Then we became Fiat Chrysler, and just before I left, Stellantis bought Fiat Chrysler, so now it's part of Stellantis. All of that had nothing to do with the quality of the vehicles being made on the assembly lines. My fate wasn't tied to how well a job I did. My fate was tied to the whims of corporate America. That was something that was completely out of my hands. People were used like trading cards. Make no mistake, I'm going to say this really clear so you can understand what's going on here. If some asshole in a suit somewhere can make more money by fucking you over, they'll do it in a heartbeat and won't think about it twice.
Amen.
100%. 100%. Though I'd also like to point out the reason why he says that American made tends to be pretty shit is because they're literally working on a legacy. The Gibson is a very good example. You pay about $3 and the fucking headstock breaks off in the same place every fucking time. And they've been around since before Johnny fucking Cash started playing with Gibson. Pretty sure he had a Gibson. And
I'll look into it in post and see if he did. But as far as like legacy stuff,
Well, yeah.
If we want to talk about that, like I can talk about like a lot of like the drums now are so much better, especially from like the American manufacturers as far as the cheaper end is concerned, than it was even 20 years ago. Like 20 years ago, if you tried to buy a cheap drum from DW, they were absolute trash. But nowadays, PDP is fucking considered some of the best drums you can get for cheap. Gretsch makes the Renown series of drums, and the Renown is like their maple blend. It's supposed to be all maple, although it's theorized that it actually might be from the USA Custom line with the maple gum shells, but they just use 4 plies of maple instead of 3. But
I don't know anything about drum, my dude, but I can tell you that compared to what I would be charged for a Fender here in my country, my first bass was an Artist brand bass, which is literally a direct from the manufacturer to a warehouse to me. That's how they do it, and it's Chinese made. It costs about 400 local, and it is, apart from it being something that weighs a fucking ton, it plays pretty fucking good for what I paid for it. Same goes for all my Ibanez shit. I paid less than half of what I would for a Fender or a Gibson here, and yet it plays pretty fucking good. I have zero complaints about that shit.
Like for me, like the PDP snare drum I have sitting next to me, the Bell Bronze, that's $1,000 snare drum. It's from what I understand, it's a cast shell, 3mm thick, which is pretty standard for cast bronze snare drums, and it sounds like fucking gold to me. Granted, I did swap out the heads and I put newer snare wires on it, but other than that, that's what most drummers do anyhow, is swap out the snare wires and stuff like that.
Yeah, customize it to your needs. That's standard.
But
Same
like
goes with guitarists. I mean, I only reason I haven't customized all my shit is because I can't afford it. But stock standard, it's still pretty good.
right, and I kind of wish I had recorded with the standard heads, but I didn't, so it is what it is there. But as far as I'm concerned, matter of fact, actually with the cheap stock heads that it had on it, I was turned on to it thanks to Drum Center of Portsmouth. Ha ha ha, real funny. I was turned on to the snare drum.
You've been girlfriend, man, but come on, being turned on by drums.
You know what? You're fired.
You're fired.
Great, so now that you're not my boss, I can say respectfully, fuck you.
You know what? That's it. You're hired again.
That's it, you're hired. You can't say that shit anymore.
Revenge. Let's
Oh
continue.
my god, it's Kaku.
Oh God. Let's continue.
Having spent nearly 3 decades of my life in manufacturing, I see the exact same thing going on in the guitar industry. It is not the worker's fault that an instrument is expensive. It is the people at the top calling the shots. Remember, Gibson went bankrupt not when they were in Michigan with the good labor laws. They went bankrupt when they moved down to Tennessee and tried to change it into a fashion brand. It was management who fucked up that company. It was management that drove up the fucking prices, not the workers. Guys, it's not right versus left. It never has been. It's rich people versus everyone else. Keep that.
Amen.
Shouldn't really give Americans money anyway.
Pretty much so. He's been nailing it on the head so far as the comments are concerned. So I love the editing. I love the background being changed constantly. I think it's great. Whoever the editor is, he needs to pay him more. I don't think he's paying him enough. Because the editor is doing a fucking fantastic job.
I don't know, he might be editing it himself.
Well, I understand he has 2 or 3 editors that works on the videos, and he was hiring like 2 more or 3 more script writers for him too. At least that's what he's posted in the Discord.
Well, I'd help him out, but the hour difference issue would be a pain in the ass.
True.
Plus, I just spent the last 4 years working on a master's, so I mean, you know, bachelor's and master's, not 4 years on one master's, people, just to be clear.
Right, just to clarify. This is going to be a great comment. I know it's going to be.
Betting on guns and burgers.
And political lobbyists trying to get books banned. Remember, guys, can't have the kids thinking for themselves. That's dangerous.
Easy, Glenn, because most guitar
Amen.
players are sheep who believe in a strong personality that spells.
That is pretty much so. That's pretty much the schooling here.
Especially
Dude.
about Can't have a question in the good book.
Yeah, you can't question the Bible. On the same token, I know so many people that don't even know what's actually in the Bible. They just make up shit, and I just sit there and I'm like, that's not what it said. When the hell did it say that?
Yeah, most of them are Christian too. That's the big irony. Most of them are Christian, or claim to be.
Amen. No, I've also met a few atheists that have no clue. They just kind of assume, and I'm like, wait, when did you hear this? Like, but didn't it say that he was
Did you
this?
hear this? Oh, I heard from my husband's mom's dad.
It's like, you never thought to look it up? I mean, you got Google. You can just Google it.
Well, the Bible's actually available for free online if you really want to look it up.
There's like 300 versions of it.
I ain't endorsing religious people, by the way, just saying point blank. If you want to find out, it is literally available for free on the internet.
There's like 3 different websites. You got like YouVersion, BibleGateway.com, Bible.com. I mean, like, Google's your friend. Use it.
You know better than I would. I just prefer my hard copy version.
Like I said, I've got digital and hard copy, so I like having both, because like the digital allows me to go to all the different versions that are currently available of the Bible, and the hard copy I have is the NIV version.
Is this how you lost the missus? You wanted both her and the sister.
Wait, what? Wait a minute.
Is this how you lost the missus? You wanted both her and the sister?
Stop fucking around.
I don't even know what to say to that. Oh my god. Let's continue.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Sense in a convincing manner. Though the tide may be turning, Playland Trade Guitar posted a vid with PRS a couple of days ago with him droning on about Tonewood was a critical difference in sound for solid body electrics. The video got ratioed so high by folks calling BS that they took it down, and the hilarious comments on it down.
Interesting stuff, man. You know, I just got sent a video yesterday. Somebody wrote me and said, hey, Rhett Schill just did a video where he shot out a Stratocaster with 3 different necks. I took a brief look at him and gotta say, fascinating stuff. Would have been really interesting to see if he had done any kind of even low gain tone, what would have happened there. I mean, clean tone, yeah, I'm gonna say maybe, sure, yeah, there's something going on. But the minute you put any kind of gain on the guitar, the whole fucking Tonewood thing goes right out the fucking window. It's almost...
What was it? A friend of mine was a guitarist. Like I said, I'm not going to name him to not dox him. I talked to him about it, and he told me, like, the wood does kind of have an effect, but only to an extent. Like, maybe 2% difference. Like, he goes...
Yeah, it's literally not resonating through the wood, so it has very little difference.
Like, he goes, acoustically, it will affect the sound, but electrically wise, it would not affect, because electricity is not affected by wood in the same way that it's affected by metal. Which makes sense, considering wood does not conduct electricity in the same way that metal does. But then again, these are some of the guitarists that I've talked to about this kind of lost their mind on me when I brought up Glenn Fricker. And when I mean lost their mind, I mean fucking just lost it on me for liking his content. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? Hate on him for bringing up facts? Seems kind of stupid. Well, all right. Let's continue.
Distortion distorts the signal or something weird like that.
Hit me where it hurts when you mentioned MySpace bands. My high school metal band only put our music on MySpace, and now that data is gone forever.
So what you're saying is that musicians are dumb? Never would have thought of backing up your stuff on something a little bit more tangible than MySpace? Dude, you reap what you sow. What can I say? That being said, I fucking miss MySpace.
And to that musician, I say...
Dumbass. You're a dumbass. You're great. You're great.
Am I wrong?
Yeah. If the opinion is dumb, I say yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, why would you think to back up those files? If, not just on MySpace, but like back up the files on a hard drive.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's my thing to do.
Like, even back then, it was common knowledge to back up your files, and you people can't tell me it wasn't. You, the BS
Oh,
if
yeah.
you can tell me otherwise.
Back in the 90s, all I can have a hard drive. Look at that.
Yeah, there wasn't such a thing as a cloud backup. You had to back up your files locally. Yes, I am aware, but it was also affordable to do it back then as well. Versus now. But anyhow,
I really do. You know, when we had MySpace going on, there was this huge, vibrant music community going on. And now that we've got Facebook, it's all just like, everything's just our fucking rubber stamp. MySpace was great because I think we all learned a bit of basic HTML with it. And that was a lot of fun. And just, yeah, the funness factor has really fucking disappeared in the post-MySpace world. I need to make a video about this. I think I'm going to investigate this a little bit further because we need something different to promote our music on because Facebook just plain fucking sucks.
Hey, Glenn, honest question here. Have you tracked or
fair enough on that portion. Like I said, I love a lot of his responses. It just like very educated, and especially when he gets pissed off, it's hilarious. Just watching him just coming.
Yeah, that's half entertainment when he gets pissed off and he just says, fuck!
He kind of reminds me of what's his name? Arlie Erming. He reminds me of Arlie Erming from Full Metal Jacket, where he's just like making up shit about that person on the spot.
You got a girlfriend? No, you don't. Tony's got your girlfriend now.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
No, sir.
A joke!
And you're a vlogger.
A jelly donut!
Really? You think we don't feed you enough?
You fat slimy bastard!
Yeah, I should see. Is that his only movie credit, or did he have a few more?
Oh, he was in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot as a Sheriff Hoyt. And that one, he was pretty funny in that one too.
We'll have to maybe add that to the movie list then.
Oh yes, because the first one was my favorite. The prequel that followed with it sucked, but anyhow, and if you want to join the Discord, the link will be below, or you can hit the Patreon and join that way. Either way is fine with me. Be there for movie nights every Friday night. With that, let's continue.
any major label sign bands on that new console, or is it just a flex? I see quite a few influencers who have expensive new toys, but have no credits on anything from a major label as well as known artists. Thanks and congratulations on your channel's success.
Well, I only got the Count console in January. I'm still kind of figuring it out, but the results have been...
Real quick, I would love to get a bigger console than what I have right now, so that way I can have more channels to play with and be able to plug more microphones to record. Well, that's just me.
Dude, I'm still fucking around with what I've got. I don't even know half of what I'm supposed to know in recording, so I mean...
Sounds
Good on
like,
them for getting that, man. Good on you for figuring out how it works, because I don't know shit.
sounds like a typical bass player. Oh!
Yeah, you probably would say, wow, look, finally a bass player who knows his place.
Damn.
Oh, come on, we know he'd say that.
Yeah, he probably would. I'm sure I'm going to see a comment below that says that, and I'm just going to be like, Well, you don't have to be that much of a dick. Anyhow.
Nah, he probably. If it is him, he'd say, "Damn, so you do know me," or "Damn, so you are fans of the show."
Indeed. Let's continue.
And that's why we're saying. That's why we're trying to write a song that says respectfully,
Fuck you.
And to be,
Very
to be
favorable.
frank,
Shout.
frank to our viewers, it's more of a play on the fact that a lot of comments that are in praise of him say respectfully, "Fuck you," or with respect, "Fuck you," or
Yeah,
just "Fuck you."
fuck you. Like some of the ones I've seen that says, respectively, go fornicate with yourself. That one was my personal favorite.
Please go and partake of horizontal refreshment with thyself. Engage in some fadoodling with thyself. There you go, I added a couple more to your lexicon.
Please participate in the one-man tug of war.
Ooh. And them fighting words, boy, them fighting words.
And Glenn can come fight me all he wants. I don't care.
I'm not sure he wants to listen to the border.
What was the worst he gonna do? Make a video and cry about me?
Nah, what he do is accidentally end up increasing the IQ of the states just by entering.
Oh, fuck you. Bring it on, too.
You might actually improve the way.
Yeah, that's the kind of mix I've been dreaming of making for I don't know how long. This console definitely made it easier. To answer your question, no, I haven't done any major label bands with it, but hey, I am willing. If we can get somebody out here, I think it'd be really fucking cool. That's kind of the goal, actually, is to mix a major label project on the freaking Neve. Hopefully, we can make that happen at one point or another. Fingers crossed. It'd be really cool to do. That being said, I have done a couple of major label projects. I even got to mix a song for Queensryche at one point. It was the shitty Queensryche. It was Jeff Tate's version. There was some real drama
Damn.
behind that.
I love that song.
Hey, at least I got my name on a real major label product. Never got paid.
Why bother repeating it? Even see a difference with.
Damn. I love that song, though.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty, not paying the man. Like, if I was him, I would write in every contract, I retain copyright until I receive payment in full. You go to a mechanic, it says in the contract, I retain ownership of all parts until I am paid in full.
Well, that's true. I've seen a lot of those contracts like that, and that's how I would handle it as well. But that's just me.
It sends the message that, yeah, you could release it, yeah, you could do all kinds of shit that's behind my back, but legally, according to this contract you here signed, it's my shit until you pay me.
That's exactly what I would do. Anyhow, let's continue.
So, yeah, he could sue the fuck out of him.
That's
Get money out of him.
That's well. Then again, that's implying that the band even has money to begin with.
It means nothing.
Well,
The
if
way
it's
of recording
on
means as long as the
it's
album
funny,
sounds great.
you
From my
get it.
experience, many of the tone snobs coming into the studio in order to prove that they know better and can teach you a lesson, it's just a bunch of egomaniacs that need a reminder that they're paying by the hour. I gave one to this Heavenly Sound. Obviously, he'd get as many expensive pedals in order to get it. His band almost kicked him off because he used whole day and next day and started again until he found that it sounds like shit after I hit recording and did it one riff and a few layers.
Interesting. Yeah, I've seen that happen before. I think you're talking about, yeah, this tone snobs that come in and think they're going to get this amazing sound. And it just doesn't mic up like they thought it was going to. Color me surprised. It's a very different world. The sound in your room versus the sound coming across the mic. That's what we're concentrating on here. That really reminds me of this story of this one local band that I got to work with called Nuclear Sunrise. I gave away a day in the studio as a prize for like a suicide prevention hotline here in Windsor about 10 years ago. And a band came in that won it. They were really good. They're called Nuclear Sunrise. And, you know, they thought they were going to do an entire album in a day. And I'm like, guys, it doesn't work like that.
Oh God.
Let's do one, maybe two songs, see how it goes. So we did that, and you know, the band was under pressure to perform. We did most of it live off the floor. It was like a funk rock thing. Session went great. The band kicked ass, and they really did a great job. Then, you know, a couple months later, they decided to do an album and take their time and make something really amazing. And well, they weren't happy with the guitar sound, so they did it again and again And again.
Again.
And again.
And again.
And again.
And again.
I think they spent a year to a year and a half on that record. It finally came out. It's the most boring pile of shit ever. Because the live vibe that they had when they came into my studio got destroyed when they hyper-analyzed it.
So I do like that the background picture changed because that's Macula Sonoma automatically changes it to a wallpaper that has a save screen. So as long as just a blank image, it's an actual moving picture. I use the Sonoma area because I love the look of Sonoma, California. Probably one of the most beautiful areas in the United States. I would love to visit sometime. I'm a little too broke for it right now, but eventually I would love to visit.
Our places look better.
Oh, ha 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 ha! Fuck you. Anyhow.
No, sir. Fuck you. New Zealand has places that have never been seen in years by a person.
Let's see. What was I thinking? Because I was thinking of something and then I got lost in thought. Oh, yeah.
I know what you're thinking.
Dumbass. You're a dumbass. You're great.
Here's my opinion of you.
Really, really, really? You gonna do that, okay?
Blow it out your ass.
Oh, fuck you too. What was I gonna say? As far as like the mixer right there, I think I really like. I just said mixer. Now I'm gonna piss him off with that one. The console, I like the setup right there. Personally, I would love to see him have like a different space setup for him to record as far as like the camera footage. I think it would be really cool if he was in a background and have it on screen, have the comment. Like instead of just like have a straight on view and then have him to the side and then the side where the monitor sits right there, have the comment right there. So he's like, no, I read it from the phone. He's also got it right there. So if he needed to like reference something from it instead of having to pick up his phone and reread it, he just look right over, point right and go, yeah, you see this part, you dumbass? Let me go full screen for this. He goes, yeah, you see this part? Yeah, this is the part where you're a dumbass. Hold on, one more time. Let me do it right this time. Yeah, see this part? This is the part where you are a
Dumbass. You're a dumbass. You're great. You're great.
I think it would be really cool to see that, but that's just me. What do you think, Sheriff?
Well, I just want to know why doesn't he do a video where he shows him working on it? That would be cool.
Oh yeah, behind the scenes, that would be awesome to see.
Yeah, I mean, he could ask some viewers to come in, because I know he gets some viewers in to help him out with stuff sometimes in the area. And, you know, they could just say, you know what? Today we're just going to fuck around on the thing and I'm going to show people how to use the board. And, you know what? If you want to record something that for real, then yeah, let's do it. Just help me out with this thing.
I would like to see it, but I don't know if he would do that. That's just me, though. Let's continue.
The band at their best, because what they did was play live very, very well. And that's what they should have done. And some of the best records have been made that way. I mean, like, look at Paranoid by Black Sabbath. The actual single off that, they wrote in like half an hour, they tracked it and went, holy fuck, that turned out pretty good. Sometimes not putting everything under a microscope is the answer. More bands need to experiment with doing it that way.
Here's a question, Glenn. Since a speaker, cab, and the microphone you use to record are essentially 2 or 3 filters applied to the preamp and amplifier, do you think it's possible to apply a filter such as an equalizer to morph the sound of a speaker mic combo to sound almost identical to a completely different speaker combo? If you can make something like a G1275 with a 757 sound like a V30 with an E609 using an EQ.
Yes, but I don't know how practical it will be. I've done some experimenting with some learning EQs, like some of the stuff built in Ozone, and it can be pretty convincing.
Ozone has some nice stuff.
Play it back in real time. I'm looking for an EQ that can do that. The cool thing is, yeah, if you take some of the AI tech out there, you can like basically lift the guitar tracks out of a record and then.
Funny enough, I don't use Splitter AI. I use Moisties. That's the one I use. What I like about Moisties is not only does it split each instrument apart, it gives you the tempo of the song, the key of the song, and the lyrics. And it teaches your laptop, it teaches the neural engine in there how to do it. So the more you use the app, the quicker the laptop is. Like for my Mac, for example, when it used to take it 15-20 minutes to tear apart a song, now it's like 5 minutes and it's done.
Does it do tabs?
I believe it gives you the key that each note is played in, and that's about it. For right now, they are eventually going to set it up to where it can make tabs of the song.
See, that would be awesome, because there's some songs out there that we could use some tabs for, you know, not so much to pirate, but just because we're fans, we want to have some covers going. And not every one of us has a fucking ear where we can listen to it and go, yeah, that's the key, man, yeah, that's the thing. And it's like, no, it isn't. We just can't fucking tell because there's no fucking tabs. And some of us were classically trained.
Right. That's why I like Moisties so much, because like I said, it tears, and you can literally highlight the instrument that you want to listen to only, and it doesn't just give you the beat, it gives you a smart metronome, which actually shows you when it speeds up and when it slows down on the song, so you can practice with the song with the metronome, not just on a standard click click click, but it's like click 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 click. So it gives you an idea of what's played when and how it's arranged. So it's really nice. It's a really nice app. I actually enjoy it. Is
it free?
There's a free version for it. I pay for the premium version, which allows me to do songs longer than 5 minutes, up to 15 minutes. The free version is up to 5 minutes. And then you also got one step above that, which is the producer's one. That allows you to have total range to like an hour or something like that. And it even allows you to do stereo mixing. So you can actually have it master your song to a album or song that you want it to pick. So instead of, and it does the same thing that Ozone's iZotope does. It reads your song, and then it masters it to kind of match the same frequencies and the same volume without playing it in your ear in real time. So it does it, and then it gives you the track and lets you listen to it and make adjustments with a little mixing board underneath it if you want to change certain parts of it. It's really freaking cool.
Send me the link, man. I wouldn't mind giving it a go.
Yeah, it's both a website and an app, so I will try to remember to send you that, and I'll post a link to the website below, because it's a great musician's app. I don't know why I didn't use it years ago to do my drum covers, because it's fucking made my drumming and my covers so much better, because now I can remove the drum tracks and properly mix the drums to the song. And I've gotten a lot of compliments because of it. So I legitimately don't mind paying the $4 a month. I don't give a fuck that it's AI. It works and it's awesome. And the people who made Moisties, congratulations. That was fucking fantastic. Oh, hold up. I'm going to do you justice. Congratulations. That was awesome. Anyhow, let's continue.
Apply a learning EQ filter to it and get that tone that was on that record, or something very, very, very similar. Really cool tech indeed. Like I said, I'm not sure of a learning EQ that'll allow for real-time playback without like a shit ton of latency. I've been bugging the Ozone guys. I don't know if it'll do it yet. It's been a little while since I looked at it, but that's why I'd recommend taking a look, see if you can do it that way. You might like the results. I gotta say myself though, just in my day-to-day here, I'm using less and less and less plugins and using just more and more, stuff in the analog realm. And I do like the results I'm getting. The great thing is it doesn't sound like everybody else either. That's a cool thing.
These vertical cabs are a little narrow for most heads. Will look like a giant letter T.
That's your gripe? How...
Holy shit. Okay, Sheriff, what's your response to that?
I can't remember which video he would have been posting on, so... I mean...
He was talking about the Harley Benton one.
I said vertical cabs, so that's usually a cabinet for the speakers, so...
Yeah, he was talking about the Harley Benton one that was a vertical cab that he came out recently with that's like made of aluminum.
If it suits your style and you like the sound, go for it. If you don't like it, shut your mouth and just move on.
Shut your mouth, give me your toads. Let's go.
Look, dude, maybe somebody should have explained this to you when we were looking at guitar gear, especially amps and cabs. What we're concerned about more than anything is how it sounds. That's the important thing.
The big difference between expensive and cheap manufacturing is the tolerances. Tight tolerances cost more to produce. Wide tolerances are cheaper and quicker, and sometimes come out just right and as good as the expensive stuff.
Oh, if only that were the case. These days with CNC manufacturing, a lot of
bullshit.
That concept has gone right out the fucking...
Yeah, bullshit. That is total bullshit. I can confirm that is total bullshit.
That's one of the reasons why I have a bit of disdain for the prices that legacy brands are doing. Because, they're not handmade anymore. They're not being cut out by hand. They're not being shaped by hand. It's mostly done by a CNC, guaranteed.
That's why I like a few companies like DW, because they're honest about it. They don't say it's handmade, and they give you on their website details on how they make their products. And they tell you this is the kind of money that you're spending on is all the high-tech equipment that went into making the product what it is. Like the reason why the drum kit I have that was made back in 2016 still sounds like it's brand new is because of the high tolerance that the machinery has when it comes to making the product. It has the least amount of...
You barely played on it.
Oh, ha, real funny. Well, it's not just the players, the fact that the drums themselves, it's how they make it. Each ply of wood is carefully inspected, and they go over it with some sandpaper to clean up the plies, and then they dust it off. Then they run it through a roller that puts both sides with the quote-unquote right amount of glue, which I have no idea how much is the right amount of glue, but apparently is enough, because then once it's plied together, it's shoved right into a hot oven that kind of steam presses it together, and then it's shoved immediately into a cold steamer that sucks out all the heat, instantly drying the glue, which causes it to harden up like a rock. So that, although hardware-wise, DW's is probably one of the hardest to work with, because the tension rods are called their true pitch, and what that means is that instead of having the standard thread count, which is I think is like one thread for every 0.88 millimeter of tension rod, the tension rod's length is for like every inch you get like, I think it's like 2 or 3 threads. So, and then with the True Pitch 50, which is what's on the drum set that I have, the Cherry Mahogany, for every inch there's 50 threads. And the tension rods are about 2 inches for the toms, and then about 3 inches for the bass drum. So it means there's 100 and 150 respectively. Like, fuck me. It's a pain in the ass to tune. A pain in the ass.
Dude, I'm married. Quit inviting me to fuck you.
Oh, real funny.
Hey man, it's Pride Month. I'm allowed to make these kinds of jokes. Thank you very much.
Anyhow.
Because it's a robot literally chopping a piece of wood. And I wish it were true. I mean, like, just because something's more expensive doesn't mean it's going to be higher quality. I mean, like, case in
Amen.
point, the infamous Gibson Mustaine V with the crap fucking paint job. It was just embarrassing how bad that guitar was. Interestingly enough, I saw a bunch of those guitars.
My God, I was telling one of my brothers the other day, I was like, if you thought that was bad, I've seen there was another paint job on something. Oh yes, on a computer case. Gamers Nexus is the name of the channel. They bought a Origin PC, which is owned by Corsair. And Origin is supposed to be a luxury brand manufacturer of computers. And they got a custom pink paint job that is 10 times worse than what was on that Gibson. You thought that Gibson was bad? The pink paint job they had on there was literally peeling off as he opened and shut the case on it. It was literally just peeling off. He could just tap it and it would just fall off. I was like, and that paint job... That paint job was $350 on top of the $6,000 for the computer.
$6,000 plus $300 plus dollars to get the paint job. That's a ripoff, man.
Yeah, I was like, this is for you, Glenn. If you thought that paint job and that Gibson was bad, buy yourself an Origin PC. You'll be praising Gibson. I promise you.
He uses Mac though, so I mean, you probably won't catch him anywhere near a PC anytime soon.
Yeah, because Mac OS is superior. For at least right now, it's superior because Windows and mostly Microsoft keeps fucking up big time. Because I just want to go on a little rant. Why the fuck does anybody need Recall? Recall is like the dumbest thing you could fucking put in. That's like built-in spyware at that point. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, and anyone in the audience who doesn't know what I'm talking about, for the new ARM processors that are coming out from Windows 11, has a feature called Recall, and what it's supposed to do is it'll take screenshots of your screen and document the folders and files that you used, so that way if you needed to get a hold of them, instead of having to look it up through Windows search, you could just boot up Recall and find it. It also takes screenshots of your passwords, your banking information, your social security number or tax ID number, and anything else that's personal information, and then unencrypted, it stores that information unencrypted. They now just fixed that. They now just fixed it where it's actually encrypted, which, oh, by the way, that can easily be broken too, thanks to a special app called Total Recall, in reference to the movie.
Bruh. Thank God I don't use that crap.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, that's coming to every PC. As long as it's got a neural processor in it, it's coming.
My build's about 10 years old, so...
Oh, if it gets Windows 11, then...
now.
If you get Windows 11, it will come on that Windows 11. So stay away from Windows 11. But Windows 10 is going out of date next year, so end of life. Makes you really want to move over to Linux or buy a Mac, doesn't it? Fucking Microsoft burying your own product, huh? Anyhow, let's continue on with the video.
In Japan, and the paint on those was flawless. And that's because the Japanese wouldn't accept anything less than perfect for those kind of prices. America, you're kind of rolling the dice when it comes to price and quality, that's for sure. Never be afraid to take a look at the more inexpensive models. You might be pretty blown away by what you get.
Never expected to hear a Fu Manchu riff from Glenn.
Dude, why the hell not? I've only worn this Kaya's shirt on I don't know how many fucking shows at this point. Here's the thing. During the 90s, I really got into the whole stoner thing because I really didn't care for a lot of the stuff that was out. I didn't like a lot of the death metal where stuff was going. It's not really my thing. I like swampier, groovier things. Yeah, big Fu Manchu fan. I got to see them in 2005 at the House of Blues in Chicago. They're fucking unreal. They came up on stage with, a couple of plexis, some fuzz faces, and it just sounded like God. Holy fuck, was that ever a big sound. Jeez. Also a big fan, once again, Caius. One of my favorite records ever was Blues for the Red Sun. I used to bring that into Chrysler and crank it up on my radio and drive everybody insane, especially all the guys that listen to, like the classic rock stations and the same fucking 4 Steve Miller songs every single day for 29 years on it. Yeah, I'd come in and crank up Blues for the Red Sun and Welcome to Sky Valley and just drive everybody. What the hell is that? It's not fucking Steve Miller, you pussies! I really do like a lot of those bands. Atomic Bitch Wax, they were really cool too. And there's some really cool modern stuff.
The greatest band name of all time, Atomic Bitch Wax. Changed my mind. What do you think, Sheriff? Oh, he disappeared into the 4 winds.
I recently came across a student band. Their name is They Stole Our Name. Because they were going to call themselves another name, and then another band came along and used that name first, so they decided to name themselves They Stole Our Name. I was like, you know what? That is brilliant. What are you going to do? They Stole Our Name.
Holy shit.
Imagine the marketing for that. Like, hey man, what band you listen to? They Stole Our Name. Wait, they what?
They what? That is hilarious. Anyhow, we are almost done. Unbelievable. This video has been hilarious. It's been very well edited, very well done. And Glenn's just been hysterical the whole time. Although I disagree with him on the religious aspect, but I always disagree with most people on the religious aspect. It is what it is. But this video has been pretty well done for the most part.
Out there as well.
Oh, yeah.
I remember catching a show of the Old Blood in LA, and yeah, they really impressed me as well. Definitely kind of got their own flavor going on there, that's for sure. Cool stuff indeed. Hey, if anybody knows anybody in Fu Manchu, I am down to mix with one of their tracks. I think that'd be an awful lot of fun. So if anybody knows anybody in the Fu Manchu organization, big fan, would really...
Oh yeah, real quick, just to brag a little bit about myself. Some of the guys I know helped restart the Rogers Drum Company. Rogers Drums, which was one of the oldest U.S. manufacturers. I know some of the guys, and I gave the contact info to Glenn. So hopefully he'll reach out to them and they'll get to do something together. Because I would love to see him do a review of the Rogers brand, because that was one of the oldest drum manufacturers in the United States. At the time, it was Noble and Cooley was the oldest, starting back from the Civil War. Then it was Rogers, which was started by an Irish immigrant and his son. It was called Joseph Rogers and Son. Then it was changed to Rogers when it was bought out by CBS Music Incorporated, which was a subsection of CBS Network. And then it was Ludwig. Then it was Gretsch. No, it was Gretsch. Then it was Ludwig. Then it was Slingerland. That was your 5 U.S. major manufacturers at the time.
Where are they now?
Rogers is now back in business. Slingerland's been out of business for the better part of 50 plus years, but DW does own the branding rights to them. They bought it from Gibson, who tried to revive them in the 90s and the early 2000s. I used to actually own a Gibson-made Slingerland kit. You can find it in a few of my older videos. It was decent, but it was just more or less trying to bank off of the names of Gene Cooper and Buddy Rich, who were two of the biggest endorsers of the company. WFL Drums, or William F.L. Ludwig Drums, is back in business thanks to his great-grandson. It's called WFL3. Rogers, like I said, came back in business in 2017, and they're currently on fire. Like, popular on fire. Ludwig has still been around. They're still manufacturing drums. Noble and Cooley just celebrated their, like, I think 162 or 63 years they've been in business. DW's been in business for about 50 years. Gretsch is like 140 years old. Ludwig's 112. Let's see. What else was it? Yeah, that's about it.
Cool, man.
So yeah, like they've been in the business for a long time for very good reasons, because all of them have, throughout the whole years, have made some of the best sounding drums ever. Matter of fact, a little fun note, most people don't know this, but most drummers, when they go to record, especially session drummers, won't bring in the kits that they were endorsed from. They'll bring in a Gretsch round badge from the 1960s, because those were some of the best made Gretsch drums, because not only of the wood, but who manufactured the shells. This company, they are out of business. They're called Jasper Furniture Manufacturer. They made the drums for Gretsch, and they made some of the best drums of all time. Unfortunately, they went out of business in the 2000s because Gretsch moved to being self-sufficient again, and people weren't buying furniture from them because they would hand craft the furniture. They didn't use CNC machinery, and people just didn't care for them, unfortunately.
You know, it's a sign of the times with all those old brands gone. Used to be when you said American made, it was quality. Nowadays, it's really a joke.
Well, fortunately, some brands are bringing back the quality. Like Ludwig continues to be a quality manufacturer. Gretsch still is. Rogers has kicked everybody in the balls again with the way they manufacture their drums. Thanks to the gentleman, his name is Bill Denimore of Pork Pie Drums, who's been around for the better part of 40 years now, I think. Because he started in the 90s. So either 30 or 40. Probably 30 years, I think. He hand makes all his drums for Pork Pie, but as far as Rogers, the way it's done is the shells are manufactured in Taiwan to the exact same specifications that they were made here in the US, and then when he gets the shell, because the way they make the shell, real quick, and then we'll finish the video, the way they make the shells, like I said with DW and Ludwig, what they do is they steam press the glue together. What Rogers does, and this is something that made Glenn perk his ears up to me, was Rogers microwaves their shells together. So they basically cook the glue into the wood instead of steaming it in, which causes a harder bond, which allows the shell to act more like a solid state shell, a one-ply shell, instead of a multi-plied shell. And then Bill Denimore gets the shell and he hand cuts the bearing edges. He takes a file and some sandpaper and he cuts it. He doesn't use a router. I've seen the videos. He's a freaking beast.
And it's a shame that they send most of the manufacturing over to China, Taiwan, and Mexico.
Well,
Right away, all the quality's gone.
Well, it's because the same factory that makes those drums, I believe, is the same factory that makes PDP. So that same factory makes Dixon drums, which is owned by the same corporation, which I think is called Endurance Entertainment, I think is the name of the corporation, which is a Taiwanese-based entertainment corporation, as the name implies. They bought out the rights from Rogers from, get this, Yamaha, who bought out the rights from from CBS. Yeah, most people don't know that. Yamaha used to own Rogers drums. And they tried to launch them with their really cheap poplar plywood drums, and those sucked for obvious reasons. But anyhow, let's finish the video. I just thought I would brag about that for a minute.
Really love to do something with those guys in the future, if at all possible. All right, looks like I'm out of questions. That's it for today. Now fuck off.
Great video all around, in my opinion. Great video. Loved the editing. The comedy was hilarious. So, on a scale of epic or trash, the air horn being epic, sound horn being trash, what would you rate it as? That's a vote for epic. And I'm gonna give it an epic as well, because I mean the video was just all around very great, very entertaining. Reminded me a lot of the stuff that I've talked about. But you want to give any kind of final thoughts or some criticisms, maybe some ideas he could do with it?
Respectfully, fuck you, Glenn. And yeah, I'd like to see him. Maybe if he really believes that bass players are as bad as he thinks, like maybe make a few more videos catering to them. You know, here's how to improve this side of your playing, so that perhaps you can send that to all your bass player clients and say, well, before you come and play in my studio, you need to watch this video. Same goes to the guitarist, same goes to the lead singer, because let's be honest, there's an asshole in every band, and it's not a bass player, and it's not always the lead singer either.
Amen. For me, like I said, I would have liked to see a direct on head view of it, and then like the side have the monitor with the comment behind him, so that way like when he reads it, he can look over and just go, "You're a dumbass." I think that would be great. Other than that, I like everything else. I think the editing was fantastic. Probably a little too much of the generic pictures. I kind of wish it would just stay a little more on the camera shot of him talking.
The butthead of the week was pretty funny though.
Oh, that was fucking hysterical. I hope he keeps it up. What I'd love to see is have like something. This is something he could do, and I'll end the video with this. This is something he could do. Have the audience vote for who they think is the most butthurt comment. So he'll pull up 3 comments that are really butthurt, and then have the audience vote on which comment they think is the most butthurt.
Nah, do it in the Discord.
Oh yeah, there you go. You can do it in the Discord too. I think that would be entertaining.
Do it in the Discord. It involves the Discord people, and then everyone else can see the result of that vote. And like, oh look, the community has voted this asshole to be the butthurt of the week.
I think that would be awesome. But anyhow.
And then there's this asshole.
So anyhow, guys, I appreciate you all watching the video, and I wanted to thank Sheriff for joining me on this lovely episode of Epic or Trash. And until next time, have a good day, have a good night, or have a blessed evening, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, be nice to your mothers.